Hello friends, Cheryl here with inkedpulp, and it is what is today? Day 5, I think, of Dephemerember, and this one is journaling cards and tiny letters. So I've been kind of messing around in my stash and finding some things I can use, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff here on my desk. So let's jump in. Let me say good morning. It's morning here. And how's everybody doing? I'm doing great. So let me show you my bases, and we'll prep the bases, and then so I'm going to fold this up. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to cover it with this tissue paper, which has got tiny lettering on it. And then I'll cut this down just a hair, and I'll put that in the background, and then we can put a journaling card in there. So that's, well, no, this is the journaling card, so we would journal on the back of this. But we could also put a tag in there. So this is kind of a journaling card pocket. This one is. I've got several of these bees, but I think I like this one the best. So that's one idea. Another idea, I have this U.S. postage postcard thing, and it's worth 10 cents from 1978. And I've got this little tiny grid here with tiny little print on it. So I thought I would put that on there. And then I don't know what we'll put after that, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so that's one. I have two ideas. I have this watercolor paper that we can make into journal cards. We can write on the smooth side. I've got this, which is a flip up, and I was thinking, we could, what else I have got is this washi tape. So I thought we would ink this up and put a little bit of this washi tape on it with a little bit of itty bitty writing. And then if we want to put something on the inside, we can. So that's an idea. And then I have this idea. I have her, and I have a frame. And again, I was thinking about this washi tape, but this is apothecary. Look at these little tiny letters on here. I might try to use that real wide tape for the card. We'll see. So I've got that one. And then I've got this little ATC card that can be a journaling card. And I've got this butterfly. And I've got some tissue paper that I might tear out and put behind that. That's got some little tiny lettering on it. And then I've also got a whole bunch of little pre-printed papers in here that I can use. Like this one's kind of cool, with little tiny letters on them. So I've got lots to play with. Let's get started. And let's see, what shall we start with? Let's start with the butterfly. Now I have a couple of choices on the butterfly. Let's put that there. So I've got this one with the music on it. I've gotten this one, which came out of a butterfly and moth book. I like that, but it might be too matchy-matchy. I've got this bright red one that would be cool against that brown. I've got this pastel. Nah, don't like that. And then I've got this bright green. So it's either going to be the red one or the music. And I like the red one. I think it's bold. And I think it will work well. All right, so I have that. Now let's look for some other little scrappy papers that I could put underneath that. Here's one. We could do that. And then the other thing that I could do here is take out my Timmy Littles. I've got little tiny stuff. No, those are just cards. I've got my little stuff over here. Let me find it. There it is. This actually kind of is too matchy-matchy as well. I have to find something else. All right, let's see. Here we go. Get my tweezers so I can actually pick this stuff up. There's a little red one that could go up there. And then this has got hints of red on it. We could put that there. And let's see what else we might have. Ooh, what's this? And then I've got this one. Come on. There we go. There's a little cluster piece of a journaling card. And now I might want to put, hang on, I'm looking in my fabric scraps for something that might work on here. Let's see. Okay. How about if we put this off to the side here, that there, and we have a little bit of this fabric poking out, and then I might want, I can't grab that tiny little real thin tissue paper with my tweezers. Okay, so we've got that little cluster up there, and I'll get it on there just right. We've got that little piece of fabric. How about a little tiny piece of flat lace up here? That's kind of grungy. That might be too little. And then I know I've got my seam ripper up there, but let's just rip it up a little bit. Now, I need something down the middle for the body here, and I will find something, but I think I like this so far. I've got lots of little letters on here. There, we could put those, and actually I may not need this other one. If I have the fabric, and then I have the ripped up lace, I like that. And then I put some bling down the middle. Let's see what I've got in black. Hang on. Okay, I can't find my black blingy ones, but I do have these. These are flat, which is fine because this whole thing is kind of flat. So we'll just take these little tiny ones. And put one. Two. Come on. I like to do 3 of them. And then I've got some of the little plant stamen that you can use for the antenna. And so I will put those on as well. And 3. Come on, go up a little bit higher, up a little bit higher. All right, so there's that one. Now I'm going to just lay these out, and then I will go offline to glue them all together so we don't have to sit and watch that. But there's that one pretty much. I am going to pull this over farther so that we see more of this paper. So I'll get it all lined up like it needs to be, but that's basically what it's going to be. Put that, put some lace there, put that one all the way down, and then the fabric underneath the side here. All right, so there's the first one. Okay. Let's put that over there. All right. Now, let's look at this one, because I'm very intrigued by this one. Now, I have these frames, and they're really thick, so I am going to pull some of the layers off, because I don't want it that thick. That's even still a little bit thick. So I'm going to take it down pretty far. I like that they give you the option of pulling off. You know, it's not so thick that you can't pull it apart. Okay, let's work on her first. And let's take some art glitter glue around the frame. And let me move these little Timmy Littles out of the way. And let's just ink this baby up. Okay. And then let's put this down over her. Oops. That slid on me a little bit. There we go. Hold it down for a second, and then we'll fussy cut around that frame and cut the rest of the... She's very pretty. Come on. I'm going to set that aside to dry for a minute, and we'll work on this base. So what I want to do here is take my brushes. Let's see, what colors do I want? Not scorched timber. Let's use a hickory smoke and and a frayed burlap maybe? I don't know. Let's see what that looks like. If I screw it up, I've got more of these watercolor papers, and we can certainly pull out another one. Oh, I'm getting all cluttered here. All right, let's... Yeah, she's going to be right in the middle. And we are going to put some tiny letters in the form of washi tape on this. Okay, there's that. And I think that looks nice. And then we'll use our frayed burlap, which I think is a lot darker, so I'm going to go easy. I'm going to start in the middle because I know she'll be covering up the middle. And then I can take this out to the edge. It's not... There it goes. There we go. Wasn't getting much. Let me get a... This isn't quite what I wanted. So let's go in with something different. What if we look at some walnut stain? That's more what I had in mind. See, and she'll go on the back like that. And then we'll have, and that really matches her. And then we'll have the, washi tape with the, there, that's better. Goes away. Trying to stay clean as I go here. All right, let's make sure this is dry. And Oh, we said we might try some of this tape. The thing with this tape, when it's so wide like this, it's hard to tear it all off without it, ripping down the middle. It's really hard to tear off these big fat or big wide ones. Let's see. If I can't get it off in just one pull here, I'm not going to mess with it. Of course, I could embrace the rippage and put it on like that. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so I got this. You guys love my washi tape storage. I have just strings that go through these, and then I don't have to undo them. They're not rolling all around, and I have several of them hanging. Okay, let's see if we can get this. All in one. Come on. Nope. That one doesn't want to come up. This side is coming up fine. So let's just embrace it. How about if we just put that down there and I'll put a little extra glue on it. Okay. Tore it just a little bit, but that's going to be where she is. So she's going to go on here like this, and I really like that so far. Let's put some more down. Let's go on this other side and see. Oh, yep. Tore this one as well, but that's okay. I don't mind that it's torn. They are little tiny letters. Little tiny, you can't even read them, and I don't even know if that's upside down or right side up. Okay, we definitely need some more over here. So this is really hard. And I did the thing where you put it in the microwave. For those of you who don't know, you can put these in the microwave for like 10 seconds and it'll make the glue soft again. I took all my washi tapes upstairs and did that one time. And it worked. But I don't know if I did this one because I knew it was having problems. Okay, let's get this. So I want to make some different ones. Again, with Dephemerember, and I've heard several other people say it, Dephemerember is about experimenting and trying new things. So I want to take the prompts and do some experimenting. Things I wouldn't normally do. This is not something I would normally do. I might, but probably not. All right, let's... Okay, I might do some stamping on here too with a little tiny script stamp. But let me get her cut out first. Okay. All right, let's see what she looks like on here. Ooh, I really like that. I like that a lot. Let's do a little bit of script stamping. Find my little. Now here's a tiny, tiny one. This is like the German, kind of the Gothic lettering. Let me put this back. Let's go back in with that walnut stain. I really like this a lot. And I am just playing. All right. Oh, I love that. I'm really, really loving that. I've got to keep that out for. All right, I think we're ready to put her down, but before we do that, I do want to ink around the edges of this because it's pretty white. And I just want to take off that white edge. Don't need to ink over onto the frame because it's already dark. I just need to get there. All right, let's put her down. You know, it's funny, I'm working on day 5. I still haven't done the first day yet. I don't know why. I just never did the first day. I need to go back and do that one. All right, let's. Can we move her just a hair? Just a little bit off center, and I got a little bit. I don't know where that glue came from because that looked like Fabri-Tac. Oh my gosh, I love that. All right, let's round some corners. Actually, let's use the bigger one because this is a fairly big card. There we go. And I think I've mentioned this before, but the reason I hold it upside down to punch is because if you don't look at how the corners are fitting into the back of that punch, you can get some jagged edges on it and not the oh, I was going to wait and put these all together offline, but that's all right. I think I will sew around this. I will do that offline. All right, there's that one. Now, I think I want one other little thing here, and I want to get some like scrap lace, like maybe some of this. And I want to kind of put up in this corner with maybe a button on it. I want to make like a little cluster up here. I think that would be cute. See, I know I've got all sorts of little pieces in here. Let's put that one on the bottom. That one on the top. This one might be too big. And let's see. So I'm just picking out stuff here. Different laces that I'm tearing, and then I will find a button. I don't know if I want a brown one or something in like a muted green. Let's see. Put this back here. And let's see if we've got something really. Ooh, this has got a little bit of that green in it. That's got to be it right there. That's got to be it. Okay, we'll put that one together offline as well. Let's move on to the next one. And let's see, the next one is let's do this one because I want to do the fold up. So let's take our tissue paper, a piece of that, and I don't have to take it all the way to the bottom because I'm just going to cut one of these panels because that will work just fine. And I'm going to fold up that bottom so it doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. Put that over there. All right. All right. Now you can still see the time card through it a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to fold it up about right here. So I don't want to get it too bulky. So if I can get rid of some of this is tissue paper, so it's not real bad, but let's put down some glue. Boy, for those of you who may be on Medicare, is your phone just absolutely blowing up with spam calls about, come join our plan? I don't know how they got my phone number, but it's so annoying. I get so many junk calls. If I get a call and I don't recognize the number, I let it go to voicemail. And I figure they can leave a voicemail for me, and if it's somebody I want to talk to, I'll call them back. Because I am sick to death of getting all the junk phone calls. It's just annoying as all get out. Okay, let's get my big scissors. Oh, they're out here somewhere. Because they're not where they belong. Now let's get another pair. Because I don't see them offhand and I don't want to search for them. I could put down a ruler and tear this, but I'm not going to do that. And I will probably put some like coffee dyed paper on the back for writing. All right. Now let's fold it up to here and let's furnish it down real good. And I'm going to put, oh, that didn't get, actually, you know what? I'm just going to cut it off because we don't need it. There. I don't think this piece is going to be big enough. Not quite, almost, but not quite. So let's, where's that piece I already had out? Okay. Another bit of this. And a good amount of glue. And this is going to go up, so this needs to go this way. All right. Then we'll lay out the other pieces and then I'll put it all together offline and we'll come back at the end and show you all the different pieces. All right. Wow, that's really not straight, is it? Look at that. Let's cut that straight. It looks straight and it's folded up right at the edges, so I don't know why it's not straight, but it's, come on. Put your trimmer right side up. There we go. There we go. That should be better. Okay, a little more here to trim off. All right, so that's going to go like that. And then this piece is going to go up here with a little bit of it cut off. And then this is going to go here. these will be put down, and then I've got some little bee things in my, now let's see, do we want, you know what I might want? I might want a honeycomb stencil to put over those little letters. And I know I have honeycomb stencils. I just gotta find it. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, let's find the honeycomb. I've got this great big binder with all my stencils in, and I love it because it allows me to quickly go through and find, there it is, what I'm looking for. Okay, one. Let's use this one. I think it's tinier. All right, let's, especially down here where it's going to show, and I'm going to go back to the walnut stain. There, kind of subtle, but it's there. And then let's do the bottom as well. Make sure if you're doing this that you hold your stencil down really tight. There is nothing as frustrating as having your stencil come up and then you mess up. You got to line it up again to finish. So just make sure you hold it down real tight. You could washi tape it. There. All right, so there's that, and that goes. Oops. My paper trimmer. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here is going to get my corner rounder, and I'm going to go the smaller ones down here and up here. All right, so there's that. That is going to go on there, and then we've got the, and I will ink around the edges, and then we've got that. And I think that's going to be enough for right now. I might put a word across here. Let's look real quick and see. If I had be kind, that would be cool. Here we go. These are the words I was looking for. Let's see. Adventure, travel, journey, no. Opportunity. Wait a minute. Oh, be cool. Be happy. Oh, there's be kind. It's not the two E's, but it will work. And I'll ink it up so it matches the background. Okay. Be kind, y'all. Especially this time of year. So our town, tonight they're having an old-fashioned Christmas event where they're going to bring in a horse and buggy, and they've just got all old, kind of like vintage Christmas stuff. And I'm so excited. It goes from 5 to 8. So hubby and I are going to go, and we'll get some dinner down there. And then we'll walk around. Maybe we'll take a carriage ride. Who knows? Kind of get us in the Christmas spirit. I haven't really gotten into the Christmas spirit yet. Of course, I haven't put my tree up. I haven't done any of that stuff. All right. So that's going to go there. This is going to go here. This will be a pocket, but it will also be a journaling card. All right. So I'll put that one together and we'll come back and look at that one. Let's see, what time is it? 46. I've got a little bit of time left. Let's see. Which other one did I have? Where did the one go with the... Oh, we did it already. The butterfly. We did. Let's see, what do I have over here? Oh, we have this one. All right, so I am going to go around all the edges because they're going to show. It'll be like a frame around this piece of paper. And on the back, for writing, we'll have this bit here, which also has small writing on it. But we'll put this here. And I'm not going to ink the edges so that it'll, blend in a little bit. So let's... And I have no idea what I'm going to put on this one, other than this piece of paper. Let's see. Nope, need to go up a little bit. Sorry if I got quiet. I was thinking. Get my brain working and I can't talk at the same time. All right. Close enough. All right. So now, what about... So that's the little letters, but I also have a whole bunch of these mini envelopes that could be tiny letters as well. The envelopes don't open, but there, what if we put just a bunch of these mini envelopes on here, and then if we take a Timmy person and put them over here, I think I'm one of those guys. Oh, here we go. I have these couple of guys. They're kind of small in there, though. I might need to get out these are all my small people. I might need to get the medium out. Let's see, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Medium people, there they are. Nothing ties them together, though. That's what I don't like about that. Let's see what else I have in here. I like the 2 people because it takes up, in fact, I might even like 3 people if I have it. That's a large person. Put something across there for them to sit on. Maybe some book page behind them to tie them all together. And then the envelopes coming out. I don't know if I like that. Let's see about some book page back here. Let's go look at those. Oh, here's some more tiny letters. So this could be that they are writing letters. I like this. Come on, this doesn't want to tear very well. Okay, so we could put that up there. All right, so we could put this. We could put these girls here. I was thinking also now. And then we could have some letters coming out there. What do you guys think of that? And I could stamp a little bit of script on those letters. Not my favorite, but it's not horrible either. Actually, I'm going to put this back on here so I can remember what it was. But I need something for them to sit on. Ooh, here's a little bit of, this is like a rattan kind of a thing. This might be too long. There. They can sit on that bench and they can have their letters. Let's put about 5 of these on here. Just sort of cascading down from their perch. Yeah, I'm not so convinced about that one. can move them over a little bit. What else could we put on there? What else could we put on there beside them? Look in my box. I have a box up here that is just all kinds of different shapes. Some that just never got put away and they got thrown in here. And I think there is one particular nope. There's one particular shape that I'm looking for. You know, if you guys do Dephemerember, do you ever find that you do your piece for the day, and then when you're working on the next one, as you're going through your stuff, you find something that says, oh, that would have been perfect. Here is a piece of fabric that says kind. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. Let's see. I don't like the kind. I do like this. So now I got to find something else to put up there. Another piece of scrap paper. I might be able to put an envelope in the middle of that. Now that's not too bad. That works. What else do I have? Nothing in here. What am I doing time-wise? I'm right about at an hour, so I'm going to shut this off in a minute and go stitch these all together, and then I will come back and show you. I'll glue them all together, do my stitching, finish them up, and I'll come back and show you. All right? So hang tight. All right, you guys. It's a couple of hours later, believe it or not, but I've got these all done, and I want to show them to you. So here's this one, and I originally stitched around it with white, and I didn't think it was dark enough, so I went around again with brown. The only thing I did extra is I added a little round little piece of ephemera down here, because I thought we had two up here, and I needed some balance down here. But everything else is like we did on camera. And this one, oh my gosh, I love this. So here's the little cluster, and I actually sewed the button onto the cluster when I put the thread through the button. I sewed the whole thing together, and then I glued it down, and then I went around it with the brown thread. So I love, 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 love this one. This is the bee one. Everything is the same except I did put an eyelet up here, and I have these little tiny bee charms. Let's see if I can get it. I don't know if I can get it focused in here, but anyway, I've got these little bee charms, and so I put that a little dangle there with an eyelet. And then I had this little card that I stuck in the pocket. And then on the back, we've got the journaling space. So there's that one. And then the last one, here's how I put it together. I used this piece. I put the little envelope there. I stamped some writing on it. And then I put two more little envelopes off. Whoops, I'm holding it off the camera. Two little envelopes off to the side. So I did add some lace behind their heads, and then I let them sit on that little rattan piece, and then I found some words, believe in yourself, and I put a little lace behind it, and then I stitched around it a couple of times. So I actually like how that came out. I was not liking it at first, but I think it came out okay. So that is day 5 of Dephemerember, which is journaling cards and tiny letters. And they all have little writing on them, little tiny writing, and these actually have little letters on them. So that's it for day 5. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next Dephemerember video. Bye.